In the vast universe of gaming, the humble beginnings trace back to the pioneering era of the 1950s to 1970s, where the first commercially successful home video game console emerged. This was an epic that set the stage for the gaming revolution we're part of today. At the forefront was the Magnavox Odyssey, launched in 1972 and widely recognized as the first home video game console. The Odyssey was quite different from the consoles we're familiar with today. It featured simple games like Pong and tennis. These weren't digital games as we know them, but rather, they were built into plastic overlays that you would place on your TV screen. It was an innovative concept at the time, providing the first taste of home gaming for many. This was the start of a revolution, a journey from simple overlays on the TV screen to the immersive gaming experiences we know today. Moving forward to the late 70s and early 80s, the golden age of arcade games set the stage for a home console revolution. Enter the Atari 2600. Often referred to as the video computer system, this was the first commercially successful cartridge-based home video game console. It was not just a piece of hardware, it was a gateway to new worlds. With it, we saw the popularization of iconic games like Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Pitfall. Each of these games introduced us to a new dimension of interactive entertainment, capturing the imagination of players across the globe. Yet, even as the popularity of these games soared, the video game industry experienced a major crash in the early 1980s. Oversaturation and a lack of quality control led to a glut of games that failed to meet consumer expectations. The industry seemed to be on the brink of collapse, but from the ashes of this crash, a renaissance was born. In 1985, the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, revitalized the gaming industry. Known as the Famicom in Japan, this console offered a new lease of life to an industry that had been struggling. It introduced us to classic games like Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda. These games weren't just popular, they were phenomena. They established Nintendo as a major player in the console market, and their influence is still felt in the games we play today. But the NES wasn't the only console making waves in this era. In 1988, Sega's Genesis, known as the Mega Drive in Japan, brought 16-bit gaming to the masses. It also sparked the fierce console wars between Sega and Nintendo, a rivalry that would drive innovation and competition for years to come. The 80s were a period of rebirth for the gaming industry, setting the stage for a revolution in graphics and gameplay. This was the beginning of the console renaissance, a time when the foundations were laid for the sophisticated and immersive gaming experiences we enjoy today. The 90s brought us the 3D revolution, with Sony's PlayStation leading the charge. Sony's entry into the gaming world in '94 was a game-changer, quite literally. With its groundbreaking graphics and a roster of unforgettable titles like Final Fantasy VII, the PlayStation signified the industry's shift towards three-dimensional gaming. It wasn't just a console, it was an entertainment revolution. But Sony wasn't alone in this 3D revolution. Nintendo, a name synonymous with gaming, introduced the Nintendo 64 in '96. This console further pushed the boundaries of 3D gaming with its innovative joystick controller and memorable titles like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. These games weren't just games, they were worlds to explore, adventures to embark on. Then came the dawn of the new millennium, and with it, the modern era of gaming. In 2001, Microsoft decided to throw its hat into the ring with the Xbox. This console boasted powerful hardware, and more importantly, it introduced the concept of online gaming through Xbox Live. Gaming was no longer a solitary activity, it was now a social experience. Sony continued its console reign with the PlayStation 2, which quickly became the best-selling console of all time. It wasn't just the extensive game library that appealed to the masses, but classics like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas that became cultural phenomena. Nintendo, not one to be left behind, revolutionized gaming once again with the Wii in 2006. Its motion controls and accessible gameplay brought a fresh wave of innovation, introducing titles like Wii Sports and Mario Kart Wii. Gaming was now an active, family-friendly experience. Microsoft followed suit with the Xbox 360, evolving online gaming and introducing features like achievements and gamer tags. Sony, with the PlayStation 3, featured advanced multimedia capabilities, a Blu-ray player, and iconic games like The Last of Us. From the humble beginnings of the Magnavox Odyssey to the immersive experiences of the PlayStation 3 and beyond, the evolution of gaming consoles has been a journey of innovation and creativity. And who knows what the future holds?